We never find a way to make it easy. But guys, you know, last night, because of the psychopath that I am, I rewatched every single United versus Liverpool highlight starting back in the 2022 season. It took up genuinely about an hour of my life. But as I kept watching these videos, I kept thinking to myself, you know what? We might actually do it tomorrow. Like we could probably make this 3 or 4. Then I get out of church. First thing I do this morning, check the lineups. Freddie Woodman in goal. Curtis Jones right back. Isak out. Ekatike obviously out. Salah obviously out. I'm looking at their bench, and guys, half the players on the bench don't even have player profiles on FootMob. I'm thinking to myself, okay, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, but this could be 3. This could be 4. I'm at least expecting a win. You know, usually against Liverpool, guys, I may try and hide from it, but you offer me a tie against Liverpool pretty much every single time, especially in kind of where these two teams have been over the past 5 years. I would snap your hand off. But today, I wasn't leaving with anything but a win. And guys, for the first half, first 20, 25 minutes in particular, absolutely brilliant football. Cunha, 5 minutes in, or maybe it was 6 minutes in, gets the corner goal. Mbeumo shoots it out, cleared away. Cunha, quick shot, snaps back right over to him, takes a second shot, makes it 1-0. Guys, it was a scrappy goal. It wasn't a great goal. But these are types of things that Mavericks of the Premier League do. And there's not many of them, which is why I was so high on the signing of Cunha. People over here talking about, oh, he had the highest walk rate of last season. I do not care. Walk around the pitch as much as you want. You win me the game against Arsenal. You win me today, or you score the first goal today. Hell, take a stroll. Don't even play half the game. I do not care. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant initiative from him to make it 1-0. And from that point on, I'm thinking to myself, okay, we have to keep this going. We have to get an attack. You know, the Old Trafford crowd today, guys, it was a little bit malaise. You know, there was no really fan emphasis getting them into the game. At least from watching it on TV. That's just kind of excuse me. That's just kind of what it sounded like. United had to work the crowd into the game, which I'm not a big fan of, but we did a brilliant job. Luke Shaw, Diogo Dalot, I think I've actually been really, mostly very good under Michael Carrick. And guys, something that doesn't get talked about at all is the rate at which they overlap. Every single chance they get, it is brilliant. Shaw's overlapping, Dalot's overlapping, and it just opens up those extra spaces. It gives you that extra second. Every single time Liverpool tried to press us when we were building out from the back, they were going to man, we were able to find that long ball, and we turned it into a counterattack. You know, we'd pass it to a center back, he'd find one pass over, snap it over to the right wing, snap it over to a darting Dalot or to a darting Shaw. It was absolutely brilliant, and then there was nothing they could do. Obviously, 14th minute, Benjamin Sesko gets a little bit of a interesting goal. You know, let's walk through it. Bruno does a brilliant job, first of all, spotting Sesko's run, gets in front of the defender, finds Sesko, who somehow does not score probably the most Sesko-like goal of his whole entire life. Ball then rolls out to Cunha, who does a brilliant job of keeping it in. He then finds Shaw. Shaw loops it back over to Bruno, who puts it into Sesko, hits off his hand, and goes in. Now, guys, even in the celebration of this, it just didn't feel... It felt like almost they knew. You know, it felt a little bit fabricated. And obviously they go to VAR, they show it, and you're looking at the ball and you're trying to see, does the angle change? The commentary crew is kind of 50-50 on it. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. I suspect it would probably stay a goal because there's nothing definitive. Obviously they confirm it, it's a goal. I'm electric. And then I see the replay a few minutes later, where they're able to zoom in on it. All right. Yeah, that probably was a handball. It hits off his knee first, but then it does just get a tip of his hand, and it's hard to tell the spin of the ball, how it's changing in that motion, but it definitely does. It definitely is a handball. But with the way in which United were playing, I was thinking to myself, hey, what's the difference between 5 and 6? We're already going to beat them 4-0. What's the difference? We're going to beat the crap out of them so badly, it doesn't matter if we lose one goal, or, one goal is not going to make the difference up in tonight. And that whole entire first half, it just kind of felt like, Liverpool were playing at such a stop-start rate. They passed the ball from left to right into the middle and then reset it back to Van Dijk or back to Woodman. There was no initiative. There were no forward runs. They weren't trying to break the back line down in any way, shape, or form. Just passed the ball up. And, United were happy, more than happy at allowing them to do that. You know, allowing them to stay with possession if it's never going to enter their box. Really enter into the final third. There were two chances outside the box that I think Cody Gakpo had one. I'm trying to think of who had the other. Maybe it was Szoboszlai. But otherwise than that, guys, stagnant play from Liverpool. And then United would just eat it up. Kobbie and Casemiro in that first half. Every single day, Ruben Amorim. Every single time I see Kobbie Mainoo step onto that pitch, I ask myself, what did you do? How did I go so long, almost a year, without seeing that guy on the pitch? Absolutely brilliant defensively today, stepping in front of so many attacks, especially in that first half. Casemiro did a brilliant job in and of himself. I think Luke Shaw, great job stepping ahead of Frimpong every single time. I even think Cunha got back brilliantly on 2 or 3 occasions. Everyone was working for one another. So it didn't matter if Liverpool had the ball. For one, they weren't doing anything with it. And for two, there were always 3 United players attacking every single situation. And then the second half. We go from Liverpool applying the worst press of all time to where United can just pop man to man to man, sling it over to one side, get a counterattack. Sane Lamans is hardly challenged. Bruno Fernandes is running the show. Everything's brilliant. And then the second half. Both teams start off. So we have the change. Ahmad comes on for Sesko. Apparently Sesko got injured when he was pushed into the ad boardings by Kanate. At least that's what the commentary that's what the commentary team said. So Ahmad comes on from Sesko, which means you're gonna throw Mbomo into the middle, and you automatically lose that target man, false 9 kind of presence who can just build up the ball. A relay man with Fernandes to start counters. I think there was a really good chance a couple seconds into the half. I think Mbomo gets down to left flank, but something kind of peters out. And then, we're sitting with the ball. Kobbie gets us out of a brilliant situation, penned in by the touchline, gets us out. Ball falls to Amad Diallo. And guys, he just shuffles the ball into the midfield, straight to the hands of Dominic Szoboszlai. I mean, that right there that's the type of stuff that I was so used to seeing in the end of the Erik ten Hag era, where we would just be so sloppy. Like, there was just no emphasis on what we were doing. We just switch off mentally. Like, why on earth does Ahmad think it is a good idea to pass the ball into the middle with an opposing team charging onto it? Like, United, every single United player was standing flat-footed. No momentum going towards the ball. Meanwhile, Szoboszlai, McAllister, damn near, I don't know, Salah, who wasn't even playing today. Everyone on that Liverpool team was sprinting towards the ball. And Ahmad said, no, this is a good idea. Obviously, Szoboszlai picks it up, dribbles 50 damn yards, makes it 2-1. I think to myself, okay, I'm replaying old videos in my head. One thing I give Carrick great credit for, the backbone. United never know when to quit. I think to myself, okay, it's 2-1. We really need a third, but we could probably survive it just 2. By the way, Liverpool playing. And then Sane Lamans. Oh my goodness. Debatably, United's second best player this whole entire season in Lamans does an Andre Onana, does an Endays David De Gea, does a prime Altay Bayindir with that pass out the back, guys. For one, I do not understand why on earth, when we are up 2-1, the United fans are like, you can hear a pin drop, Liverpool singing, we're up 2-1, facing the pressure, we still decide to play it out the back, especially the way Liverpool were pressing. They had 2 guys, it was McAllister and somebody else, ranging around that whole entire United kind of square of players. If United aren't moving their players, if they're sitting in that square, stagnant, then 2 guys can cover 4 people just like that. And Lamans just throws up the most lackadaisical pass I've ever seen in my whole entire life. straight to the feet of, I don't even know who was it, Sabazalai, and Sabazalai feeds it off to Gakpo, and then it's 2-all, and I'm thinking to myself, we have literally thrown away this game. Like, we have taken the ball and shucked it into our own net. Because, yes, Liverpool had played slightly better in the second half. But, guys, as I often say, what was worse? In that first half, they genuinely could not have gotten worse. The only thing worse than how Liverpool played in that first half was literal hell. You literally could not play any worse. So they had to pick it up. They had to elevate the level. And they did slightly. But that wasn't deserving of 2 goals until Ahmad says, let's see what happens. Until Laman says, yeah, this is a great pass to Casemiro, who's not even looking at me. This seems like the right idea. Anyway, makes it 2-all, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I didn't want to draw, but I'll take a draw. It's fine. I'll bite my tongue a little bit, and I'll be pretty pissed off when I make this video. And then Kobbie Mainoo. Oh my goodness. Kobbie Mainoo. Just a brilliant goal. I will give Carrick tremendous credit on bringing on Patrick Dorgu when he did. I thought to myself, this was when Liverpool were beginning to build on the pressure. United had just given up 2 lackadaisical goals. This is where you need that energetic player. And Dorgu, before he left, was making a Ballon d'Or charge, for Pete's sakes. You bring him onto the pitch. You let him have that energy and see what happens. Guys, just a few minutes in, he's instrumental in getting the ball down the pitch. 1-2s of Cunha, 1-2s of Shaw, pushing it down the pitch. The ball ends up finding Kobbie Mainoo on the edge of the box. I love the kid. I really do. I really do love the kid. Even though he's like 2 years younger than me, I do love the kid. Brilliant, calm, cool, collected shot to make it 3-2. And guys, I celebrate when United score, but I usually keep my reactions pretty tempered nowadays. That was not a tempered reaction. It wasn't as good as Olympique Lyonnais last season, but that was a pretty loud reaction I had right there. Makes it 3-2, and from that point on, it's just about seeing it out. And I actually think United against Liverpool in these past couple of years have actually done a really good job of seeing out the end of games. Even when it was 0-0 under Erik ten Hag, back when, like, gosh, I don't even know, Johnny Evans was playing at Anfield 23-24 season, we saw out a draw. Later that year, they come to Old Trafford, 2-2. Kobbie scores a beautiful goal. It was 2-all towards the very end. Liverpool had a free kick, and we just saw it out. Under Amorim, when he went to Anfield earlier this season, Maguire scores to make it 2-1, and we just see it out. We actually have a weirdly good history at seeing out these kinds of results under Liverpool. And so I wasn't too scared from about the 85th minute on that Liverpool were going to go on and get a tying goal. But guys, I don't know. Do I just end the video here with glee, or do we talk about something? No. You guys deserve honest conversation. While I think United were brilliant today, through most points, there were still so many moments of that match when we just looked, especially in that second half. I really do mean the second half when I'm saying this. We almost had to get ourselves up for it. You know, in the first half, I talked about how brilliantly Kobbie and Casemiro did, and Cunha and Luke Shaw defensively, they were in it 100%. The second half, we weren't being physical. We weren't pushing into the back. And, you know, you actually look at that third goal that United scored, it starts because Kobbie gets into the back of, I think, McAllister, and wins the ball, and then shoots it forward. These types of games require that extra bit of physical momentum. You know, it's what made Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp so special. It's that they would always push through. They would always push you down, do whatever they could to get the ball. We see that in patches under this United. You know, it's some moments in the first half today was brilliant. And in the second half, it's, you know, they want to pop us around the pitch, even though they're not even playing well. That's fine. It's whatever. We're already up 2-0. It just takes that individual moment of quality from Kobbie to, 1, make the tackle, and then for 2, scored a goal. So I'm looking at it, and I still feel this was inconsistent. We caught Liverpool on a very bad day, and we took advantage. But guys, that was still so inconsistent. There was even a chance when it was 2-all for Liverpool to got a goal. I think it was from a corner or a free kick. Someone I thought was open at the back post. It just like completely misheaded the ball. I might be wrong there, but there was definitely a chance for Liverpool to get a third goal at some point in that match. So today had its fears, but overall, guys, I don't care. I really don't care. You know what I say? The sun is always shining when Manchester United win, and guys, it is gleaming this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We've now secured Champions League football. We have a strong grasp on third place. Just relax. Who do we even have up next? I don't even know. This was kind of what my season came down to. We got the first league double over Liverpool in what, 10 years? Oh my gosh. Anyway, guys, that'll be all from me. I'll see you all very soon, and God bless.